Hello friends, welcome to Daily Sourdough. Today we are making blueberry muffins. Yum! So easy, it's an overnight ferment, so the good bacteria and yeast are going to break down the gluten in the flour, make it really easy to digest. So these are great morning muffins, easy on the tummy, and it's really a good idea to use half all-purpose flour and like half whole wheat flour. Then you have that real hearty grain in there and the yummy blueberries. Great breakfast muffin recipe. So start out by using 1 cup of Fed starter, and it really is best to use a Fed starter. You could probably get away with using Unfed starter, but it'll be lighter and fluffier if you do use a Fed starter. So 1 cup, and then half cup of honey. And don't be afraid to use honey because this sweetener is all natural. You have the enzymes, and don't be afraid to use the full half cup of honey, because honey is all natural product and it has beneficial enzymes that are good for your body. Now add half cup of milk, and when that is mixed thoroughly, add your flour. And like I said, it can be 2 cups of all-purpose flour, or you can do 1 cup of all-purpose flour and 1 cup of wheat flour to give that extra hardiness to your muffins. So yummy. Once this is thoroughly mixed together, let this rest on your counter. Just cover it up, let it rest on your counter overnight, and then we'll finish it tomorrow. So see you tomorrow. My blueberry muffin batter has been resting on the counter overnight, and now it's time to bake them. So let's finish the batter by mixing together in a small bowl 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of soda, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And once that's well mixed, sprinkle that over the top of your batter, and then mix that in as best you can. And the dough is pretty stiff right now, so it takes a little bit of manhandling, and it's not going to be mixed in thoroughly until you get the butter and the eggs in. That's why you add these dry ingredients now, is to give them a little bit of a head start mixing them in. Now in a separate bowl, whisk 2 eggs. Just that much is enough, and then add 1/2 cup of melted butter. And you really need that entire amount of butter because you want these muffins to be moist and that good fat in there. Butter is a good fat. You need good fats in your body. It's good brain food. So add that to your mixture. And now this takes some time. And you can use your hands if you want. It's actually a little better to mix with your hands, but it is messy. Just keep mixing this together until it's fully incorporated, and that takes a little time. And if you prefer, you can use a stand mixer for this recipe because it is time consuming to mix this batter up, but I always prefer doing everything by hand just because I like it. I ended up adding an extra 1/4 cup of milk to my batter because it was just still so stiff, and I think that if you're going to use half whole wheat flour, then you'll need to increase your milk up and by adding 3/4 cup milk instead of a 1/2 cup of milk. That it just really needed that to make a moist batter. But now you can see that it's really nice. Still thick, but it's a nice batter. And so it's time to add the blueberries. And I have 2 cups of washed blueberries here. We'll just gently fold those in. And these are plump blueberries. It's going to be so yummy. Line your muffin tin with muffin papers, or just heavily grease your muffin tin if you'd rather. And I'm still going to slightly grease my muffin papers just because I don't like it when they stick. Sometimes they stick. And I prefer not using the spray just because I don't like putting those chemicals in my body. So I'm using an avocado oil since it doesn't have much of a taste, and it's a good oil. It handles the heat well, so just add a little bit of oil to the bottom. And then using a scoop, fill your muffin tins about 3/4 full. And this should make 12 large muffins or 24 smaller muffins. Now bake these at 375 for 25 to 30 minutes, or until they're slightly brown on top. Gives that beautiful golden color on top. Friends, just look at these blueberry muffins. They are so beautiful, and you are gonna love this. This is my daughter's recipe that she shared with me, and oh, they're so tasty. And just look at all that blueberry inside. Yum. So good. So good, and so good for you too, full of beneficial bacteria that have broken down the glutens in the grain, make it so easy to digest, so easy on your stomach. A really good breakfast muffin. So be sure and try this recipe, you will really love it. And friends, be sure and stay tuned because I have more recipes coming up on Daily Sourdough.